The rain came down in sheets that November evening, turning the parking garage into a maze of shadows and echoing water. Rachel Morrison sat frozen in her wheelchair at the far end of the concrete structure, her phone dead, her assistant long gone, and fear crawling up her spine like ice. She'd stayed late again. CEO of a Fortune 500 company, always the last to leave, always proving she could do it all despite the car accident that had taken her ability to walk 3 years ago. Now, as footsteps echoed closer in the darkness, she wondered if her independence would cost her everything. The figure emerged from the shadows, a man, tall and broad-shouldered, moving with purpose toward her stranded vehicle. Rachel's heart hammered against her ribs. She was alone, vulnerable. The security guard wouldn't make his rounds for another hour. "Please," she heard herself say, her voice cracking with a vulnerability she never showed in boardrooms. "Please, don't hurt me. I can't walk." The man stopped abruptly, his hands shooting up in a peaceful gesture. "Ma'am, I'm not. I would never." His voice was gentle, almost hurt by the assumption. "Your tire is completely flat. I was just coming over to see if you needed help." Rachel's breath caught. In the dim fluorescent light, she could now see his face clearly, kind eyes, a worn jacket, and a concerned expression that held no threat, only genuine worry. "I'm Marcus," he said, keeping his distance respectfully. "I work maintenance in the building next door. I saw you from the window and noticed you'd been sitting here for a while." Shame washed over Rachel, hot and uncomfortable. She'd spent so long building walls, assuming the worst, protecting herself, that she'd forgotten what simple human kindness looked like. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I shouldn't have assumed." "No need to apologize," Marcus interrupted gently. "You're alone in a parking garage at night. Being cautious is smart." He gestured toward her car. "Would you like me to change that tire for you? Or I can call someone if you'd prefer." Rachel glanced at her dead phone, then at the flat tire, then back at this stranger who'd shown her more consideration in 2 minutes than some people did in a lifetime. "I would appreciate the help. Thank you." As Marcus worked on the tire, Rachel learned he was a single father to an 8-year-old daughter named Lily. He worked 2 jobs to make ends meet, maintenance during the day, security at night. He spoke about his daughter with such pure love that it made Rachel's chest ache. "She wants to be a scientist," Marcus said, his face lighting up as he tightened the lug nuts. "Always asking questions about how things work. She's the smartest person I know." "She sounds wonderful," Rachel said softly. "You must be very proud." "Every single day." Marcus finished with the tire and stood, wiping his hands on a rag. "There you go. Should get you home safely." Rachel reached for her purse. "Please, let me pay you." "No, ma'am, I didn't help you for money. I helped you because it was the right thing to do." He smiled, and it transformed his tired face. "Besides, someone once helped me when I needed it most. I'm just passing it forward." As Marcus helped her back into her car with careful, respectful assistance, Rachel felt something shift inside her. This man, who had so little, had given so freely. Meanwhile, she'd been hoarding her resources, her time, her compassion, building an empire but forgetting the people it was meant to serve. "Marcus," she said before he could walk away. "What's your full name?" "Marcus Chen." "Why?" Rachel pulled out a business card from her dashboard holder, one of the few things within reach. "Come see me tomorrow. 10th floor, Morrison Industries." Marcus's eyes widened as he read the card. "You're Rachel Morrison, the CEO." "I am. And I think we need to talk about your daughter's education." The next morning, Marcus appeared in Rachel's office, clearly uncomfortable in the gleaming space of glass and steel. But Rachel put him at ease quickly, asking about Lily, about his dreams for her future, about the barriers they faced. "The gifted program at her school costs money we don't have," Marcus admitted. "And the science camp she wants to attend next summer, I've been saving, but it's not enough." Rachel leaned forward. "What if I told you that Morrison Industries has a scholarship program I'm about to expand? One specifically for children of working parents who show exceptional promise in STEM fields." Marcus's eyes filled with tears. "That would change her life. Change our lives." "That's exactly what I want to do," Rachel said. "But I need something from you too." Marcus stiffened slightly. "What's that?" "I need you to head up our new community outreach program. We're going to renovate buildings in underserved neighborhoods, create accessible spaces, offer job training, provide scholarships. I need someone who understands what it means to struggle, to fight for every opportunity. Someone who stops in parking garages to help strangers even after working 2 jobs. She paused. I need someone who reminds me why I started this company in the first place, before I forgot that business isn't just about profits, it's about people. Marcus sat back, stunned. Ms. Morrison, I don't have a college degree. I don't have management experience. You have something more valuable. You have heart. You have integrity. You have the lived experience that no degree can teach. Rachel smiled. The rest, we can figure out together. What do you say? Marcus wiped at his eyes, unashamed of his tears. I say yes. 1,000 times yes. Over the following months, Rachel watched her company transform. Marcus brought a perspective she'd been missing. The view from the ground, from the people they were actually serving. Together, they launched initiatives that made real differences. Accessible housing projects, scholarship programs that changed hundreds of lives, community centers that became safe havens. Rachel found herself leaving the office earlier, spending less time in boardrooms and more time meeting the people their programs helped. She met Lily, whose brilliant mind and infectious curiosity reminded Rachel why education mattered. She met single mothers working 3 jobs, disabled veterans struggling with inaccessible infrastructure, kids with dreams bigger than their circumstances. She'd thought she was successful before, but now she understood that success without purpose was just accumulation. Real success was measured in lives changed, in opportunities created, in kindness multiplied. 1 year after that rainy November evening, Rachel stood before a crowd at the opening of their 10th community center. Marcus stood beside her, now director of community outreach, his daughter in the front row beaming with pride. A year ago, Rachel began, her voice steady and strong. I was alone in a parking garage, afraid and vulnerable. A stranger could have walked past. Instead, he stopped, he helped. He showed me that true strength isn't about what you can do alone, it's about what we can do together. She turned to Marcus. You changed my life that night. You reminded me that business, like life, is about connection, compassion, and using whatever power we have to lift others up. You didn't just change a tire. You changed everything. The applause was thunderous, but Rachel barely heard it. She was watching Lily, watching the other children whose futures were now a little brighter, watching Marcus wipe away tears of joy. She'd spent years proving she could succeed despite her disability, building walls to protect herself from a world she thought was harsh and unforgiving. It took a tired maintenance worker in a dark parking garage to show her that the world was also full of goodness. You just had to be brave enough to see it, to trust it, and to give it back. Sometimes salvation doesn't come from strength or independence. Sometimes it comes from a stranger's kindness on a dark night, reminding us that we're all connected, all human, all capable of changing everything with a single act of compassion.